show you a couple short videos. On this one, I'm going to show you how to set up a document in Illustrator and have some guides on it so that you can work on your very first project, which is the P1 project, which is setting paragraphs. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've opened up Illustrator and I'm going to just walk you through it. So if I go File, New, the Illustrator palette is going to come up. You can see it's come up, and it really gives you all these different sizes and different applications. So for this first one, it's really going to be a print document, so we're going to select a letter size document. So in inches, I'm going to change my document settings to inches so I can tell what I'm doing, because we primarily work in inches when we're looking at measurements in design. So I basically have an 8.5 by 11 document. I go create, and it will launch that first page. So you can sort of see that I'm going to make my page, my artboard, a little bit bigger. So this is my artboard. If I click on here, you can see it highlights the artboard. I'm going to come back over to here, and I am going to I want to see some rulers on my artboard, meaning rulers sort of give you an indication of where you're going to put your margins. So if you go under Window, or under View Rulers, you'll go under View, and if you scroll down, you'll see Rulers, Show Rulers. So watch, when I click on Show Rulers, you'll see the numbers come up along the top here and along the sides here. So that just gives you an indication then that anything along the top here is going to be horizontal rulers, and anything over here is going to be vertical, up and down rulers. So basically, when we're starting to set type, we want to put margins in our document. Margins are the areas on the inside and the outside of our page. So we have margins just so it's a little bit easier to read a document. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this ruler, and if you hold it down, you can pull it out, and I'm going to go to the 1 inch mark. So you see here's the 0 mark, and here's the 1 inch mark, and I'm going to let go. So you can see it's put a guide there. So I'm going to basically have an inch guide on both sides. So I'm going to come over again, hold it down. This time I'm going to bring it over to the 7.5 mark, which will give us an inch margin this way. Then I'm going to pull one down from the top, which will give us a horizontal line, and I'm going to bring this one down to the 1 mark here. I'll pull another one down, and we know the document is 11, so we're going to go to 10, and now we have basically margins top and bottom, and on the sides. So it's a good place to start. So if I click off of there, you can sort of see what I'm dealing with. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to develop basically 3 columns. So columns fit inside your margins. So the first thing I do is I'm just going to come over to the box tool. I'm going to draw a box, and I'm going to draw it from the top margin to the bottom margin. And then I'm relatively going to make it about this size, and that's how I'm going to determine how wide my columns of text are. So I grab it, I let it go. So now I have one, and I'm going to take that one, and I go up, edit. I'm going to go up, edit, copy, edit, paste. And that's going to give me another one. Now I'm going to set that one just over to the side, right next to that one. You'll notice that I leave a little gap in between there. And then I'll do the same thing, copy, edit, paste, and I'll add a third one. So this is going to give us 3 columns to start with. Then I'm going to take these columns, and I'm going to select them by holding Shift down. I select them all at the same time. And then I am just going to take my transform tool, I'm going to scale them down so that all three of them now fit within my margins. So once I have that, I can actually take guides and I can pull my guides and I'm going to pull them to the edges of each of the columns. And it's all going to be vertical. So there's the beginning of that one, come over the end of column 2, the beginning of column 3, and of course we already have these ones. So when I click off of there, you'll see that now I have 3 columns. I'm just going to scale them down about half the page, because you know that the story that you are writing about your summer vacation, there's going to be a title, there's going to be body copy, there's going to be some infographic numbers on things that you may have done during the summer, and an introduction. So knowing that, having these 3 columns of text is kind of a good starting point, knowing that that will be where your body copy will potentially go. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to my type tool and I'm going to hold it down up in the corner. I'm going to draw a box all the way across. That's going to give me this is where I'm going to put my headline. So I'm just going to select the text. In Illustrator, if you select the type tool and you actually draw a box, I'll draw another one, it will automatically drop lorem ipsum, which is just Greek text. So I do that and I do my next box. So now you can sort of see I've got 5 boxes. This one is going to be for our intro text. This one is going to be our headline up here, our body copy, and then I might draw a couple more for my infographics. I'm going to make them the same width as the columns, so you can copy and paste those ones. If you ever want to know how to copy and paste things faster in Illustrator, if I hold the box down and I hit Shift Option and I drag it, it will duplicate in a straight line that box. So I'll let go, and there you go. So now we basically have everything we need to start this document. And that, oh, one more thing. Once I've sort of set this up, one of the things I have to do is I need to save it, because if it crashes, you'll end up with nothing. So I'll come up to the top of Illustrator under File, I'll go Save As. It'll ask me, okay, what do you want to call this? And for this case, I would go GDMA 1100, and then we'll call it P1, and then I might put my last name on there. And the only reason I put my last name on there is because when I hand this in, I want John to know whose it is, and John being me. So then I'll find a proper space for it. So I'll go on my hard drive, I'll have a place where all my work is. So you'll see John Bilal work, and you can see all of these are different folders for different work that I'm working on right now. So in your case, you would open up a new folder. So there's a new folder. I would call it, again, GDMA 1100, typographic, and these should be upper lower case, all right? Upper and lower case. Typographic design 1. Create. Now I have a folder where I can put this in, and I can actually start another folder. So you should put all of your typographic design projects in this folder, but within that, once you have it highlighted, you can go new folder. Now it's putting a folder in the folder. So now I can go GDMA typographic design, GDMA 1100 typographic design, and then P1, and go create. So now You basically have a folder to put all your projects in. Every time you start a new project, you do a new folder. So this one is our P1 project. And now I have my Illustrator file ready to save, and I go save. And I'll use all the defaults. So once you do that, now it's saved a copy of this into the folder. Now, when you're finished your project and you want to save it and upload it to Moodle for marking, let's just say this is a complete finished product, I am going to do virtually the same thing. So I would come up here and I'd go File, Save As, but instead of it being Illustrator, I am going to save it as a PDF. So I'm going to scroll down to here, and you'll see it changes up here, GDMA 1100P1 Bilal PDF, and then I'm going to go Save, click on that, and then I'm going to change this Illustrator to default to smallest file size. And then I'm going to go Save PDF, and then go OK. Now basically I still have my Illustrator document. I have a low-res PDF that I can upload to Moodle, and that is pretty much how you are going to set up your first page, save it. So now if I zoom out, you can see I have one page set up. One easy way then to do my second part of this project is I click my artboard, which is over here, and now you can see the dotted line means it's highlighted, and I'll click on it, and again I'm going to drag it and go Shift Option. So it's basically taking that whole artboard and it's copying it. So now I have a second artboard that I can do my second design for. I can click it again, and again holding Shift Option, I'm dragging it straight up. That way our columns won't be, will still be there, and they won't be interfered. The one thing you may have to do is that when you move to your second page, you may have to drag over just the outside sort of horizontal or vertical sort of guides again. Anyways, now you have 3 pages. You'll save it again, and yeah, that's it for pretty much setting up this document for your P1 project.